Okay, there we go. I feel like I need to lower the cameras just a tiny bit so I can actually get in the view. I don't want to make them too low though, because then it's so hard for me to I have to bend down so far to be able to scroll and read the comments. Tall people problems. There we go, that's better. Hello everyone. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy cold Tuesday. It's definitely a tad bit chilly out there, at least in Alberta. I'm not sure how it is for those of you who are not in Alberta, but it is cold here, getting colder. It's definitely the days where I have to let my car run for 10-15 minutes and scrape my windshield even after letting it run and all that fun stuff. Hello, Reed, how are you? Good morning. Hello. All right, I'll give just another minute for people to hop on in, and then we'll get started. I'm just gonna double check how many things that I have today. I've got this one, and teal, and then I'm just gonna quickly go to the next day and see what I'm working with. Stripe, white, yes. Hello everyone, I'll be there in 2 shakes. Yes. Okay. Okay, we should have everything sorted out. So without further ado, are they more fitted in the thighs? I wouldn't say they're more fitted in the thighs. I would say that they're, because I think these are like they're either the tummy control or they might be like the Rigid Magic. So I feel like they're more fitted in like the hip front here, Reen, like in the hips and in like this area. I think they're more fitted, but I feel like once they hit like just below the hip, then I would say they're not more fitted in the thigh. I think it's just the denim's a little bit stiffer, so you feel it more, but I wouldn't say that it's more fitted in the thigh. All right, we're jumping ahead of the game a little bit though, so I'm going to go ahead and do my introduction. So my name is Michelle. I am the size 3X/2X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a size 3X or 2X on the top and same with the bottoms. I wear an 18W in Judy Blues, and I am 6'1", so I am also tall to go with that. So I do talk about like sleeve length and pant length and things like that when it's relevant. I'm also a 44C/46B on top, so I am smaller chested for somebody who wears a size 3X, so that is also something to keep in mind. Oh, that's so fair, Reen. I'm a fall girly, but I feel like because I was away for like the best like 2.5 weeks of fall that we have, I feel like I really missed out this year. But then again, I was in Japan, so I'm not going to complain because I would rather be there again right now. I'll be fully honest, but yeah, I would prefer summer to winter. Although my dogs really love winter, they're already like running and making little trails in the snow. So like that makes me dislike winter a little bit less because the puppies are so happy, and that definitely helps. All right, so let's start off with, I have 2 tops and then the Judy's that I'm currently wearing that are going to be launching today at 8 p.m. And so let's start with this top. This is a fan favorite from Michelle May that we've had in many different colorways, solids, patterns, and now we have it in this beautiful hunter green. This is the Blair from Michelle May, the Blair long sleeve top. Like I said, this is the hunter green color, $52, sizes medium through 3X. For whatever reason, we apparently didn't get this small. I find that happens sometimes with Michelle May, that certain sizes will sell out. I'm wondering if it's just because like other boutiques have like certain sizes they order more of, because that's kind of what people from their boutique order more. I mean, we just try to order every size that we can. We want to be as inclusive as possible. Right, April? Absolutely, everybody keep warm, drive safe. The roads were fine this morning on the way here. I was a little worried because apparently we got freezing rain last night, but by the time I drove to work, all of the sand trucks and stuff had been out, so it was not a problem. But yeah, so this is the Blair long sleeve top in hunter green. These are true to size, and that being said, I do find, both Melissa and I find that the plus sizes for Michelle May are on the more generous side. So we both size down. So instead of my usual 3X, I wear a 2X. In Michelle May tops, almost always. I think there's been like one sweater where I wore a 3X, but other than that, I always take a 2X. And then Melissa actually sizes down to the extra large in the straight sizes as opposed to the 1X in the plus size. But other than that, we do say true to size. So Christine's in her usual small, Carrie wears her usual medium, Melissa's in the extra large, and again, I wear the 2X in this one. I absolutely adore this top. I own a couple of these personally, actually. Fun fact, I don't know if we have any, I'll have to check later, but I don't know if we have any of this colorway left, but I remember a couple weeks ago on my live, when I tried this on, I was like, oh my god, I need to get this. I got this. This is what I wore to work today, so this one is not, this has been on the website for a couple weeks, and I think we might be sold out of it, but like, I love these things, like, for sure. Like, I literally wore a different color one here today, because that's just what I happen to wear to work. So I can definitely, like, speak for these on a personal level. I absolutely adore them. I love the sleeve length. They do have a nice long sleeve, and they do have the little thumb holes. And as I mentioned earlier, being 6'1", I am a tall girl, and I am proportionately 6'1". Like, I'm not all leg or all torso. I'm like, yeah, proportionate. I'm just long everywhere, including my arms. And so for me, I have lots of room to be able to stretch out my sleeve, and we can see that I still, I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but like, I still have a little bit of room here. So it's not like it's cutting here and pulling up my circulation even when I stick my arm out really far. So the sleeve length is awesome, but there's not so much extra sleeve, like it's not dangling over my finger. So if you don't have 6'1" tall girl arms, you're not going to be like swimming in extra sleeve either. So just a really good sleeve length. Yeah, I've heard that too, Reen, that it's supposed to get like really cold and freezing rain, which I'm not super thrilled about. I have been working from home a lot more the last couple of weeks just because of how like crappy and snowy and icy it's been, but tomorrow's our work like Christmas lunch. So I really want to be in the office tomorrow, so I will be driving, unless it's like an absolute crap show. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to it either, Reen, that's for sure. All right, I'll do a quick, I can't remember if I actually show up the back, but this one is a nice more fitted style. It's not meant to be like tight like a second skin, but this one's not meant to be super loose and flowy either. You could size up if you wanted that, or if you were plus size, you could go with your typical size, and it is going to be a little bit looser. I just find that I prefer the more, the slimmer look of the 2X. This is kind of like the intended fit, and I find that I still have, like, it's not tight by any means. I still get a little bit of flow and enough room to kind of scrunch it up around my hips. So I really, really love the fit of this one, and the length as well. If I unscrunch it, we can see that it's almost down to the bottom of my butt. So if you are less tall than me, this would be almost tunic length, but it also still looks nice, kind of like pulled up a little bit like this too, because I don't want it quite that low, and it fits really well. I also just adore this hunter green. If I didn't already spend so much on Black Friday, I would probably have already tried to dibs this one from the Monday Night Live, but here we are. Again, this is the Blair long sleeve top in hunter green. $52 for this one. Size is medium. Again, we don't have the small on this one. Medium through 3X. It is true to size, but if you wear the plus sizes, you can probably size down one, as Melissa and I both opt for the smaller of our two sizes in this top. Okay, Rita and I already kind of started talking about it ahead of time for these pants, but now we'll actually get into like officially talking about these guys. So these are from Judy Blue. I feel like this is at least the third time that I've ended up doing an accidental Shaggy from Scooby-Doo cosplay on these lives, just with like the green top with like a brownish pair of pants. It's weird, like if I had a nickel for every time that happened, I'd have like 2 or 3 nickels, which is not, it's, you know, not a lot of money, but it's still weird that it's happened that many times. Okay, so these are the high-rise retro wide legs in burgundy, otherwise known as the Teos. T-E-O, like Leo, but Teo. Or Leo, but Teo. I'm going to say Teo, I'm not sure. These are retailing for $94, and they're available in sizes 1 through 15, and then 14 through 22W. These ones, it does not describe them as being like a rigid magic or a tummy control, but I do find that they are a little bit more rigid in the front panel here. Everyone is wearing their typical size with these ones, so they are more rigid, but they're not necessarily smaller fitting. So Christine wears her usual 3, Carrie's in her usual 9, Melissa's in her usual 14, and I'm still in my usual 18 for these ones. I really like where the waist hits on these ones. They are definitely a high rise, but they're not like the highest of high rises. They just fit in a really nice spot. And like I mentioned earlier, these are a little bit of a thicker, more rigid denim. And because of that, Rena was asking if they were more fitted in the thighs. And I wouldn't say that's the case. It is that just that they're more structured and a little bit more fitted kind of in the front panel and in the hips. But once it kind of gets like basically like just above the butt level, I find that from here down, it fits kind of typical as you would expect. Oh, the purple color in the top. We're getting to that one soon. That one is also the like eggplant, like rich color. It is, there's so many good like jewel tones in general this week. I know which one you're talking about. It is so gorgeous. Yeah, so these ones, like I said, they are a little bit of a stiffer denim, but of course they still have lots of stretch because they are Judy Blue. They are a wide leg, and we have this cool, it's kind of hard to show on camera, but we have this cool like triangle cut effect. It's not like a full triangle, but it's kind of got this like asymmetrical seam that comes down the side of the leg, which gives it a really fun silhouette, especially because it's not necessarily a flare. Like if I stand back, you can see it is like just a true wide straight leg kind of jean, so that just gives it a little bit more like visual interest. It's almost like cargo panty without being a cargo pant, if that makes sense. And there we go. We have nice big pockets on the back, and they do have some embroidery on the back. It's the stitching is in the same color as the denim, so it is subtle, but it is just another fun accent to add a little extra something to these jeans. And again, they are this really neat like brick brown red. It's definitely like a brown red. It's not like a true red. So I would describe it as like a brick red, brick brown kind of color. As to me, burgundy is really rich. And this does have a little bit more of a brown undertone to it, if that makes sense. Hi, Carolyn. So nice to see you again. Hello. All right. So again, these are the Judy Blue high-rise retro wide legs in burgundy, otherwise known as the Teos or the Teos. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. They're going to be available in sizes 1 through 15 and then 14 through 22W, and they are retailing for $94. We're all wearing our typical Judy sizes in these, which includes myself in my usual 18. All right, we have one more top that's going to be part of today's launch. We have one of the striped Henley long sleeves from Michelle May. They are Michelle May, right? Yes, they are. So I'm going to pop that one on and be right back. I have both sizes on my rack here, but if I remember correctly from doing photos last week, and because it's Michelle May, I'm going to go ahead and assume that I wear my usual 2X in this one. I would be very surprised if that were not the case. Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. Get my tag back in there. Okay, so this is one of the striped Henley long sleeves from Michelle May. This is in the shade Dusty Teal. This one's retailing for $67, and it's available in sizes small through 3X, and that includes an extra large and a 1X. This one does fit true to size and true to Michelle May sizing, so Christine in a small, Carrie in the medium. Melissa is in the extra large, because again, we find that the plus sizes are a bit generous, so she sizes to the extra large in the straight sizes. And then I'm wearing my usual Michelle May 2X for this one. This one is a polyrayon spandex blend for this top, and it has this really nice like fine ribbed fabric. I feel like it's not a Henley if it's not a ribbed fabric. I mean, I don't know if that's like technically true or not, but I feel like that's just part of what makes a Henley. I keep thinking that this has thumb holes too, because I'm so used to wearing the Blair long sleeves. I don't wear a lot of long sleeves in my like day-to-day life, except for the Blair, so I keep like trying to be like, pull it up and be like, there's a thumb hole, but there are no thumb holes on this one, unfortunately. But we do have the little snap buttons on the neckline here. They are all fully functioning buttons, so you could be totally buttoned up. You can have just a little bit here. You can go full all the way if you had like a cute little like tank or something that you wanted to show off, or if you had like a cool drop necklace, you could kind of make a little V there to show it off and frame it. Lots of different options for this one. Thinking of trying these. Honestly, Reed, it took me a while to come around too, but I finally made it there. Honestly, it took, oh, it was probably this time last year. Like, it was quite a while ago. We got a pair of Risen jeans that were like the super wide cargos, and they just happened to be like quite long, which worked out for me because that's the biggest thing as being someone so tall is that I have a 35-inch to 36-inch inseam, is finding wide leg pants that are long enough, because you can get away with skinnies being too short, but with wide leg pants, it's very obvious when there's like 3 inches missing off the bottom. So I tried them, and like I finally came around, and it definitely took me, like I was very set in my like millennial, late 2000s emo kid ways of skinny jeans, and I still honestly wear skinny jeans more often, but like it took a while, and I do think it just takes finding the right pair to finally convince you, because since then I've bought like 2 more pairs. I actually bought the same jeans in a lighter wash. That was partly because my first pair was a 3X, and now I sized down to a 2X in those jeans from Risen. But yeah, just, it is like, it really takes just the right pair to finally like convince you, Reed. And these could be it. I mean, they are really fun too, because they do have that extra little like seam something on the side, and they're such a neat color. Thank you, April. I love these Henleys, and I like this color too. I think this is a really flattering color for a lot of skin tones. So again, this one is the striped Henley long sleeve in dusty teal. $67 for this one. We do have sizes small through 3X, and we're all wearing our typical Michelle May sizes, which includes myself in my usual 2X for Michelle May. And then as a fun little non-clothing launch item that we have going today, we have some like baking things that are going to be great, like stocking stuffers, or these would be really good like white elephant gifts. We have 2 different things that are coming out. We have these Spice Age bake mixes, which are really cute. They're basically like a cake kit, like it's an all-in-one cookie kit where like you probably just have to add like, yeah, some butter, oil, and an egg, like the classic like Betty Crocker thing, but just a little bit more elevated, if that makes sense. So again, the brand for these ones is Spice Age. Right here I have the chocolate chip cookie variety, but we have a few different flavors. We've got a muffin mix, we've got the cookie mix, we've got a brownie mix, and we've got a banana bread mix. The muffins look like they're like a strawberry fruit muffin, and then of course banana bread is banana bread. Brownies are brownies, and then chocolate chip for the cookies. These are going to be retailing for $14 each for these bags. You're the same about boot cut, skinny girl, now converted. Boot cut ones were a weird one for me, and I think partly because of that is because boot cuts was like, when I was in like junior high before skinny jeans became the thing, it was all boot cuts, and I have a lot of like trauma. I mean, that's a bit dramatic, but like I have a lot of like horrible thoughts of me wearing like boot cut jeans that were like 2 or 3 inches too short for me with like heinous running shoes, and that was like what I wore in middle school. So for me, like even when I try them on here and I found some that look really cute, and if you wear them with like an actual boot or like a more like tailored shoe, they look great, but my brain just like keeps going back to like middle school boot cut shoes or boot cut pants with running shoes. Are they gluten free? I don't believe so, but let me take a look. Green, I will see. Oh, you are so right, they are. So there are no additives, no preservatives, gluten-free, nut-free, and made in Canada. So these are gonna be super safe for if you have people in your life that are dietary restricted. That will be an awesome gift for them because they can have these no problem. And gluten-free baked goods are like, even if you like buy them in the freezer section of the grocery store, like they're expensive. So honestly, $14 for a mix, I feel like is one of the more reasonable, especially because like, for example, the brownies, these make 16 brownies for $14. Like that's less than $1 a brownie. I feel like that is unheard of for gluten-free anything sweet. Yeah, because this one just is the bag of brownie mix, an egg, melted butter or oil, and then half cup of water. So if you wanted them to be dairy free as well. I haven't looked into the ingredients, so like they might be like, no, there's no, so they could be dairy free as well, as long as you don't put butter in it. If you put butter in it, there's gonna be dairy. But if you use oil instead, these would also be dairy free. So these are very allergen safe, which is fantastic. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Reem. Yeah, so they are all no additives, no preservatives, gluten-free, nut-free, and made in Canada, just a little bonus. So again, these are the, what do we call them? The Spice Age Bake Mix, and we have 4 varieties. I'm really excited about that now because my mother-in-law is gluten-free, and And I was kind of thinking like, I wanted to like, I already have her gift, but I wanted to like make her a little something. But I didn't know what to get, so I'm thinking maybe I will make her some, she loves muffins in the morning, so maybe that's what I'll do. And then the other one that we have, because we have just more snacks, which I love, is we have the, where are they? The Instacake cake kits. These are really cute. Sarah just told me that these were actually on Dragon's Den, which is super cool. And so these are little kits that it says just add water, and they mean it. This has literally everything that you would possibly need to make like basically a little mug cake, and that includes both a container and a spoon. So inside of this there's like a little box that you can mix it. You could make it in a mug if you wanted something a little bit more like robust to have it in, instead of like like the little cardboard box that it comes with. But if you didn't have anything, like Sarah mentioned, she's like, you could literally make this in a hotel room, because all you need is water and a microwave. So you pour it in, you add the water, you stir it up, and it gives you like a little disposable spoon in there that you can use, and you microwave it. There's even a frosting pack that you pour on after it's cooled, and you literally have like a full all-in-one snack. So this is the Instacake cake kits, and we've got a few different flavorings. And Reen, they're not all gluten-free, but there is a gluten-free brownie variant with peppermint frosting. That is the only one that is gluten-free, but there is a few different varieties. So there's the gluten-free brownie, there's candy cane cake, there's the non-gluten-free chocolate brownie with chocolate frosting, chocolate brownie with marshmallow frosting. There's a pet celebration cake kit. I might go see if I can find that one after, because I wonder if it's like for your pet, because if it is, I'm definitely going to get that for my boys. I spoil them so much. Right, Reen? It is a bonus. So these ones are not dairy-free or gluten-free other than that, like I said, except for the one that is gluten-free, and it is explicitly labeled as gluten-free for the one that is. Double chocolate celebration kit, the vanilla confetti celebration kit, and then the zesty lemon celebration kit. So I think the celebration kits, they're like cards, which are really cute. So they come in a little box that's like a birthday card. So they are $12 or $13. I'm guessing it's that the card versions are a little bit more. I'm trying to see if that's correct. Oh, maybe not. Or maybe it's the gluten-free ones that are $1 more. I'm just trying to figure it out. Gluten-free. Yeah, so that's what it is. So they are $12. The gluten-free one is $13, just because gluten-free. Anyone who eats any kind of restricted diet knows that our ingredients are always way more expensive than just normal ones. So the gluten-free ones are $1 more. Honestly, most of the time they'll charge like double the price. So only being $1 more for gluten-free is really cool. But yeah, so these are the cake cards. So it's this little box like this. This one's cute. It says, "Happy birthday, Earthling. Take me to your cake." Adorable. And then inside it's like a little greeting card, and it has like the to from, and then it actually has, I'm not going to open this one because somebody is going to get this one, but inside this box here it has that little like the bag of mix, and it same thing. It literally the only thing you need is water. It even gives you a little thing to measure how much water, because it's not going to assume that we have measuring cups on us at all times. So it literally has everything you need in this. So like a super fun, especially if you know someone who's going to be like traveling on their birthday or something like that. Like I have friends who work in like work camps and stuff like that. So sometimes they're working in somewhere with kind of depressing on their birthday. So this would be a fun thing to have, because then they can literally just like make this and have a little birthday cake. This one is for birthdays. I'll see if I can find a photo of all of them later. I'm sure we'll post one on the pages, and like we have all the product photos in the on the website when they launch. But yeah, there's like birthday cards. I think there's like Christmas cards. I think that's what the celebration was like the different kinds. This is another one and they are different flavors too. So this is like birthday cake flavor, which is perfect. Like a little unicorn birthday cake. I love birthday cake anything. That's my favorite flavor. So that is that. So again, that's the Instacakes. They are $12, $13 for the gluten-free variety. Those are going to be launching today. And then the Spice Age mixes, which are all gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free, all of that. So lots of options even for dietary restrictions. And those are going to be launching today as well. Super cute. Okay, let's move on to tomorrow's daily drop. I don't have much for tomorrow. I believe the only piece that I have for tomorrow is another colorway in the striped long sleeve hemline that I'm wearing now. I have the white and black one, so I'm going to pop that one on And I won't chat too much about it because it does fit exactly the same as the one that I've been wearing, just a different colorway. All right, there's the 2 eggs. There we go. So again, this one is also Michelle May, just a different color for this one. So again, this is the striped Henley long sleeve from Michelle May. This is white. And it's white with black stripe. It is just described as white on there because that is like, kind of like when we do haptics, where when we describe the color, we just say whatever the base color is. That's kind of the thing with this. So it's described as white, but really it's white with fine black straps. The same ribbed fabric that we know and love from Michelle May. It is that poly rayon spandex blend. I will say with this one, don't, unless you're cool with it, I'm wearing a black bra and you can kind of see my bra through it, so you would probably want a nude bra with this one, or to wear something underneath of it, or to just rock it if that's your vibe too. Do the cake mixes, what time is it? I have to double check actually. I think they're 4 p.m., but I'm not 100% sure, so I will double check. They are, oh, Sarah must be busy adding them to the site. Yeah, so these are the 4 p.m. bonus. So they're going to be launching today at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Because Sarah is like adding more things. So the Spice Age has even more things that are seasoning and spicing packets. I just happened to grab the baking packets and stuff. So there's going to be even more stuff that I don't have here. So it's going to be really fun to peruse all the different stuff we have. But 4 p.m. launch for all of the Spice Age stuff and the baked goods and, well, baking kits. That we're not selling literal baked goods. We don't have a license for that, but we can sell the mixes, no problem. All right. So again, this one is retailing, this top, the Henley, this one's retailing for $67, same price point as the other one, same size range. This one is in sizes small through 3X with both an extra large and a 1X, and we are all wearing our typical Michelle May sizes, which means Carrie is in the medium, Christina's in the small, Melissa wears the extra large, and I am in the 1X for this one. So that's enough for that one because I've already yapped about it for the other color, and this one is same thing, just a different vibe with the white and black. All right, and then we can bump on to the 11th, which is Thursday. I believe I have a few more pieces. Oh yeah, I've got quite a few more for the 11th because I have a new pair of Judy's, have a couple of tops, the gorgeous purple flare that Reen mentioned earlier, which is so stunning. And then there's another pullover that I don't remember taking a photo in, but I think because it's a very oversized pullover, we want to see if it does work for me. So I'll try that one. If it doesn't, if you don't see me in it, it's because it didn't work, but we suspect it will. So I will give that one a try and see what happens. All right. Well, these jeans are absolutely giving like vintage Levi's, and I'm so here for it. I can't remember if these are described as like a dad jean, but they're definitely, based on the fit, they're giving dad jean to me. Or just like retro jean in general. Okay, so let's start. Oh my god, I can pick this up. Jeez, that was brutal. Okay, so let's start with this top. I believe this is also Michelle May. Tons of Michelle May. I mean, not that I'm complaining because she's probably my favorite brand that we have right now. And it's not because it's just named Michelle. That helps, but it's not why. Yeah, so this one is Michelle May. This is the Sierra Pocket Top in Plum. This one is retailing for $49, and we have it in sizes small through 3X. Again, with both an extra large and a 1X available. This one is a very like flowy kind of vibe, but we do still say it is true to size, true to Michelle May size. So Christine wears the small, Carrie wears the medium, Melissa's in the extra large, and once again, I am in the 2X. At first I thought I could size down to a 1X even in this, but again, I think the vibe is like it's intended to be a little bit more on like the swoopy, like looser, comfy, drapey vibe. So I think if I size down to a 1X, I would lose some of that fun flow. So I did stick with the 2X. The 3X was definitely too busy though, or not too busy, too big for me. As we can see, even in the 2X, like I have quite a bit of fabric kind of hanging down in the front, but it still is hugging a little bit more on my hips, which I believe again is the intended fit for that slouchy vibe. So I did stick with my usual 2X for this one. It is so cute. I think this is another one that, I mean, if you're not new here, if you've been watching me for a while, which I think most of you have, you guys know that I love a good like tied t-shirt. This is the perfect candidate because I love when t-shirts have a lot of that extra room here. And then because I have a lot of fabric to tie it to make the knot easy, but I love when it gives, so that when I lift my arms up, it's kind of like I'm just a triangle, and I feel like this is the perfect top to give that fun like swoopy drooped vibe, but then tied tight if I were to tie this top. It does also look really cute loose too. I don't feel like it's too baggy or anything like that. I also think that if you tucked this in with a pair of high-waisted pants or like a pair of dress pants or something, or did like the half tuck or like a French tuck, I think that this is a really flattering, really cute. Actually, I really like these two together. This is, dang, am I selling myself on something mid-live? It wouldn't be the first time that I've decided to buy something mid-live, but like together, like that's really cute. Like this is definitely kind of like a retro 90s vibe for sure. So super cute tucked in, still really cute untucked, and I'm definitely convinced after seeing that the 2X would be my true size in this one. We do have this deeper V-neck, which I really like, but it's not too deep, and I also like that it's not super wide either, so you can show a little bit of like clavicle and sternum. Ooh, scandalous, but you're not feeling like anything's like popping out. It's still covered where it needs to be covered. Like my bra still has like an inch before it would be showing. We do have the cute little pocket for snacks on the top here, and we do have this slouchy sleeve. It does have the roll stitched in. You could unpin it if you want, I believe, because I think it's just tacked down. No, I lied. It is fully stitched on the bottom, so probably not going to be able to unstitch that, but honestly I don't know why you would, because it looks super cute. And then it has like not quite a full like dolman sleeve, but it has a little bit of like that rounded like sleeve triangle effect, if that makes sense. Thank you, Reen. I agree. And I love this shade of purple too. It's a little bit more purpley, if that makes sense, than the Blair, and it's a little bit like smokier, whereas the Blair is more like jewel toned, that I'm going to be showing next. So super cute. So again, this is the Sierra pocket top in plum. $49 for this one. It's small through 3X. We're all wearing our typical Michelle May sizes, which includes myself in the 2X. And I'm going to tuck this back up again, and then I can talk about these jeans. Actually, I'm going to tie it just because I want to show the back of the jeans too, and then I can see if I like it that way, because like I said, I'm currently in my head debating like, do I need this? But I also just bought that ampersand top on Saturday with the long sleeves and the lace, so do I really need it on the top? But we'll talk about the jeans now. So again, this is the Thursday launch that is going at 8 p.m. on Thursday. These are the Judy Blue High Rise Rigid Magic Straights. So these ones are the Rigid Magics. I was going to say these ones do feel, it is interesting that the burgundy ones aren't a Rigid Magic, because these feel really similar, where they are more rigid and a little bit more fitted, again, in the front panel up kind of like the hips, and then from here down kind of like pocket depth and down, they're like a thicker but still like typical Judy denim, if that makes sense. Yeah, so these are the Rigid Magic Straights, aka the Langford. These ones are retailing for $94, and they're available in sizes 1 through 15, and then 14 through 22W. I am wearing my typical 18 in these ones. I do sometimes have to size up in the Rigid Magics, but this was not the case, and it looks like that is the same for everyone else, because we are all in our usual sizes. Christine in the 3, Carrie's in the 9, Melissa's in the 14, and I am in my typical 18W for these ones. No, I don't want to change anything. There we go. Yeah, so $94 for these ones. So they are just described as a magic straight, but like I said, and it's probably the wash is probably what's doing this partly, but it's definitely giving like vintage Levi's to me. The structure in the waist area is also definitely giving me vintage 90s Levi's. They do have front pockets with quite a bit of this whiskering here. It has a little bit of an acid wash effect. It's kind of hard to see from far away, but trust me, I will see if actually I might be able to grab the pair off Melissa's rack and then show it. And then we have the fun embroidery on the back pocket. Sorry about this, it's kind of blocking some of it, but that's just the big tags that the Rigid Magics get. And then they are a very straight leg. They're a little bit short on me. I'm gonna guess these are probably like a 32 inch, but they're not super long or super short. I feel like you could definitely like roll these too, and they would look really cute if you cuff them a little bit. Just out of curiosity. Oh yeah, that would be cute too. I'm gonna uncuff it just because I don't feel like having them both like that. But do I have the other pair that I could quickly steal to show? I do not. But yeah, and you'll just have to trust me. I'll see if I can like get my leg a little bit closer. There you can kind of see that it's that like a very light, like slightly vintage like acid wash effect for these jeans. So again, these are the Judy Blue High Rise Rigid Magic Straights, aka the Langford. $94 for these ones, 1 through 15, and then 14 through 22W for those. Perfect. And then I also have the Blair long sleeve in plum. It's interesting that they're described as plum because they're not exactly the same color despite being the same brand. But I'll just show the difference. So these are both described as plum, but the Blair is definitely more like what I think of when I think plum, where it's a little bit more like of a red based purple, if that makes sense. Like it's the color of a plum. Whereas this is more like a smoky light plum, if that makes sense. Just a little bit more purple, like blue purple, as opposed to like a red purple, if that makes sense. And a little bit like dusty colored, whereas this one is definitely like plum. So I just wanted to show them side by side real quick before I change. Like I said, the Blair long sleeve is definitely like true jewel tone plum. Okay. Grab the 2X. Again, I won't talk about this one super long because I already showed off a Blair at the start of the live in the hunter green. Oh, that is backwards. That would be very confusing after I just said they all fit the same, which is nice, and then I put it on backwards and I'm like, why is this one different? Not the clothes, just me. Okay. So again, this is the other colorway we have of the Blair this week. This is the Blair long sleeve top in plum. This one is retailing for $52. I was like, it's 50 something, I know. Same price as the other Blair, so $52 for this one. This one we do have the full size range, so we were missing the small and the hunter green. We have it for this one, so we have small through 3X, and we're all, once again, wearing our typical Michelle May sizes. So Christine's in the small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa's in the extra large, and I'm in my usual 2X for this one. We still have our thumb holes. We still have a little bit more of a fitted look without being like tight by any means. Gorgeous plum color, super pretty. Definitely gonna be a super versatile color for both fall and winter, and honestly, even into spring, you could pair this with a lot of stuff too. These are just so versatile, and they're like the most comfortable long sleeves I've ever worn. I don't usually like long sleeves because I find that like I have sensory issues and I find that my arms get like sweaty and stuff, but these are just so lightweight and breathable, and with the thumb holes and stuff, I find I don't get uncomfortable with these at all. I do have that in a 3X actually, Emily. I can pop that on quickly right now, just so we can see the difference, because I can wear the 3X in this one. It's just that I find that it's a little bit, it just looks like it's too big because it isn't meant to be like a flowy, oversized fit, but then it does fit me that way in the 3X, and it just kind of like hangs off my body in a way that I don't love, but it is still definitely like wearable. And again, that's just like specifically for my proportions and my preferences as well. Okay. So this is the 3X. Like it still definitely works, but it just like, especially with like where the length hits, like it's fitting me in a really like long way, not necessarily in a way where it's like, oh, it's cute, it's tunic length. Like I could wear this as a tunic, but it's not meant to be like that. The sleeves are obviously long enough that I can do this because I can do that in the 2X, but I just feel like there's a lot of like extra stuff going on right here. I have even too much extra fabric in the shoulders, which is rare because I do have very broad shoulders. So for me to feel like I have too much even up here is rare for me. Part of that might also be because I am on the smaller tested size for someone who typically wears a 2X, 3X. But yeah, so this is the 3X on me. It's still not like super oversized by any means, but it is just a little bit looser and a little bit, just I feel like a little bit too long for me, and a little bit too much extra room in the sleeves, but it is still wearable. And again, for me, that's just like my preference for my body type. I prefer the little bit of the sleeker vibe that the other ones provide. If I'm gonna go for a larger long sleeve silhouette like this, I personally prefer to go with like a thicker fabric like a sweatshirt, but this is the 3X. All right, and so again, that one's $52, sizes small through 3X. And then the last thing I had for Thursday was the Taya Chunky Knit Sweater. This one, again, I haven't tried this one on yet. We were just like curious whether or not this one would work for me because it is pretty generously sized. It only goes up to an extra large, but the gals were pretty sure that I would probably be able to make this one work. So we're gonna give it a shot. Oh, just as I'm putting the sleeves on, yeah, this is definitely gonna work. Oh, yeah, is it ever gonna work? This is definitely a very generous size. I find that this brand, we haven't got a ton of stuff from them. This is the BB brand, B-I-B-I, BB. Not like Bebe, like that brand from the 90s with the black t-shirts with the crystals where it's always like B-E-B-E. No problem, Emily. And yeah, I definitely agree that the 2X fits me a lot better. And again, it's not that the 3X is unwearable. It's just like for the way that I wear my clothes, that one makes more sense like with my wardrobe. Okay, so this is the Taya Chunky Knit Pullover in Plum Combo. This one is retailing for $72, and again, this one comes in sizes small through extra large. But as we can see, it is very generously sized because this is the extra large, and if you put this on my rack and told me it was a 3X, I would believe you. So definitely very generous in the sizing for this one. Again, this is from the brand BB, B-I-B-I. This one is a full poly sweater. Christine wears the small, Carrie's in the medium. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if she could also size down to the small in this one. If I can wear the extra large, I don't know if Melissa's tried this one yet, but Melissa will absolutely be able to wear the extra large. She might even be able to get away with the large because this is like very generous, especially in the sleeves. It's probably a little bit more drapey and oversized in the torso and a little bit longer, especially in someone like Christine, where it's going to be more of like a typical sweater height on me, but I don't even care because this is actually super adorable. I love the colors here. I also like that the stripes line up on the sides. I know a lot of you are very particular about that, and I'm a little OCD tendencies to the type to like that as well, so this one, it does match up on the sides, which is great, and the sleeves are also symmetrical as well, which is fantastic. So again, this one is the Taya Chunky Knit Pullover in Plum Combo. $72 for this one. Size is small through extra large, but it is super oversized and you could definitely size down in this one. Do I have the hot pink sweater to try on? I will go take a peek. I don't have it on my rack, but I think I saw it on the rack in the back. So I'll take a look, Reen. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, Reen. I just took a look because that was the Janie. Oh, wait. Maybe it's hiding on Melissa's rack and that's why. She has the large. I think these ones might just only go to large, don't they? I'll double check because I think this is the one that you were talking about. Because I saw the small and the medium on Carrie's rack and Christine's rack. Do you remember what day those were? Janie is What day? Oh, so they were supposed to be on Wednesday. I can try it. It's only small, medium, large. Just looking at this, I think it'll go on my body, but I don't know if it'll be quite enough. But I will try it on and check. So we'll try that. So this one is hopping back a little bit. This is back, the Jaylee sweater is a Wednesday launch, along with the black and white Henley that I tried on, but that is no problem. We can try that on quickly. For a second I panicked and I thought that maybe it was gone because I know that some of the warehouse girls were up here looking for the Jamies earlier and I was like, oh, I think it might be gone, but no, I did steal it off Melissa's rack. I'll have to make sure I remember to put it back. So she has it ready for when she's here on Thursday to try it on. Oh, I might have spoke too soon. Okay, so it's definitely cropped on me, which I'm not surprised by. That is what happens a lot of the time with these like oversized sweaters because they're meant to be oversized like this way, but they don't make it oversized this way as much often. So they do often turn into like crop sweaters on me, but it is definitely wearable. I also love the sleeves. Like the sleeves are super long. Like even in me sizing down to a large, I can like pull them over my hands. So again, if we go back, this one is launching on Wednesday with the daily drop at 8 p.m. This is the Janie Cozy Knit sweater in magenta. This one's retailing for $52. The brand is called High Five. I'm not super familiar with them, probably because I don't think they make plus, but this is definitely working for me. Again, it is much shorter me. Like I'm not tucking it in. It kind of has like a natural roll at the bottom, and that roll is just kind of like catching the top of my jean and sitting there. I mean, I could pull it over, but it's still not going to give me a lot of extra length because it is doing that natural roll. So it is definitely giving crop vibes on me, but it is still really like comfy, slouchy, relaxed fit. Even in the back and in the shoulders, I still have quite a bit of extra room. So this one again is retailing for $52, size is small, medium, large. I can wear the large. It is just a little cropped on me, but there's still lots of room everywhere else. It's still oversized on me, like width-wise, just not tall-wise. But I mean, that's kind of the story of my life being 6'1". There's a lot of stuff that's oversized in the tall way for me. So yes, the Janies do work. I believe these are also launching in black as well. So there's a couple of options and I can wear that one. So thank you, Reen, for asking about that one. Okay, so I think I have gotten everything else that was for Thursday. So that means we're on to Friday the 12th, I believe. Yes, okay, perfect. So I have a pullover, plaid jacket, and another one of the Sophie pocket tees. I'll do the Sophie tee first. Again, just because we've already tried that one on a different color, and it'll be easy to quickly talk about that one. And then I can do the other two pieces, which are different. And then we can move along to Saturday Ampersand. Oh, I can't remember if I wore a 2 or a 3 in this. I think I wore the 3. So this long sleeve I'm putting on is from Haptics, and I find with Haptics that I'm kind of like 50-50, especially with their like long sleeve, like loungewear type stuff. Sometimes I size down to a 2X, sometimes I don't. This one, okay, now that I have it on, I'm pretty sure that I did. This is a 3X, and I think I kept the 3X for this one just because this one, again, is that like slouchy, loungy vibe, and because with the 2X it was a little bit more cropped than I'd like it to be for like a loose sweatshirt. So I could go with the 2X or the 3X. I do prefer the 3X just to get more of that like loose fit for sure. Fair enough, Rena. I mean, at least we tried it to see, because that was my concern when I pulled it off the rack. I was like, width, yes, height, maybe not if she's not into crop sweaters. I would say probably not, because that one is definitely, and like, of course it's going to look more dramatic on me because I am so tall, but I think that regardless of height, that would still end up looking cropped on anyone else who would wear like a 2X or a 3X like I do. So totally fair. All right, so this is, again, I mentioned this one's from Haptics. This is the Meant to Be pullover in khaki camo. This one's retailing for $49, and it's available in sizes small through 3X with a 1X large as the median size for that one. This one is true to size as we describe it. It is a loose, like very relaxed kind of fit, but everyone is wearing their true size. So Christine's in the small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa's in the 1X, and again, I could wear the 2X or the 3X, but I do prefer the slouchier vibe of the 3X that we have for this one. This one is a poly rayon spandex blend of fabrics. I think we've had this one in a few other color combinations and pattern combinations. This one is the camel vibe. I know that we have a lot of folks that love camo. I know November's over, but I still know like a lot of our followers who are like very much the country girls love camo, and I think this is going to be right up their alley. Especially this is more of like a neutral, like brownish camo as opposed to like a really green camo or like a black and gray camo. We do have this little patch in the front too that is, I think it's the same camo fabric, but it's just kind of like inverted to show like that inside texture. And then we have that ribbed, kind of crinkly little ribbed fabric as the contrast here. We have that on the collar, on the wristbands here, and on the waistband. And then if I turn around, that is the primary back panel as well. And then we get kind of that baseball tee vibe with the sleeves, with the camo continuing all the way around for the sleeves. Super slouchy, comfy. I think this would be incredible with a pair of leggings and a pair of boots, just super casual and fun. So again, this is the meant to be pullover in khaki camo. This one's launching on Friday at 8 p.m. Small through 3X. We're all wearing our typical sizes. I wear the 3X. I can size down to the 2X, but I do prefer the 3X for just that extra bit of like flump. I don't know, that's a word I use a lot in my personal life. Just like the flumpiness, the like slouchy, like, yeah, I just want to sit and relax and have a cup of hot chocolate and read my book vibe, if you get what I'm saying. Okay, so we have another one. I totally said I was going to put the Sophie pocket tee on first, and then I got distracted by the sweater, and then I did not. So let's put the Sophie pocket tee, and actually that might be for the best because I also have a jacket to try on, and I think that'll layer better over the Sophie. So I will wear both of those. I'll maybe wear the jacket out first so we can talk about it, and then I can just quickly show off the color of the Sophie because we already saw the Dusty Plum variant. This is a, did we call it? It's like a wine red. I don't know if we called it burgundy or wine or burgundy. Yes, okay. Which is good because this is what I think of when I think burgundy. So I'm glad that's the color we chose. Okay. And then the jacket is also from Haptix. I have both the 2X and the 3X here, but just like the sweatshirt, I did end up opting for the 3X in the jacket, again, just to get that kind of like cozy chore coat kind of vibe. The other reason that I decided to opt for the 3X in this one is because this is the kind of jacket I would probably double layer with like a thicker hoodie or something in the winter when it's like cold enough to want some layers, but not so cold that I need to whip out my like down-filled super Arctic jacket kind of thing. So that's why I went the 3X so that I'd be able to layer. But again, I could wear the 2X. Maybe I'll pull out the 2X after this just to kind of show it off and show how that fits on me as well. Yeah, so this is the Stay With Me pullover, not pullover, nothing about this is pull over my shoulders. Nothing about this is pullover. Stay With Me plaid jacket in sepia and peach. This one's retailing for $72. Again, the brand for this one is Haptix, and it is available in sizes small through 3X, with a 1X large being the medium size. For this one, it is true to size. Christine's in the small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa wears the 1X, and again, I am wearing the 3X. I could probably wear the 2X. I opted for the 3X just for a little bit of the cozy factor and to be able to layer it. I am going to just do up like a couple of the buttons. The buttons on this jacket, at first I didn't think it had buttons because they are quite small, but they are there and they are fully functioning. If I can actually find the buttonhole, which is definitely a me problem. It's not even camo either. This one definitely gives like fuzzy chore coat vibes to me. I had like plaid jackets like this. I think they sold them at U of A. That was my like winter staple as a kid, was like these plaid chore coats that I would layer over stuff, and that's just what I wore. This is definitely missing a lot of the grain dust ground in and like the cow slobber stains, but you know, it is what it is. So this one is definitely like a boxier, oversized kind of cut. We do have these two little front pockets here, and same color on the back. I love this like peach color. That is actually the perfect way to describe it. This is absolutely like peach skin kind of color. So again, this is the 3X on me. There's definitely room for me to be able to layer this over top of a thicker hoodie or something like that without being like too overwhelmingly big, but it does definitely look a little bit bigger on my frame, I will admit. Oh, I hope I didn't knock over the plant. Looks okay. And then I will quickly try on the 2X as well, just because, like I said, I think I can wear this one, but I would definitely prefer the other one for layering. Although there's been times where I've been like, oh, well, I won't like the smaller one, and then I put it on and I'm like, oh, actually I do. So yeah, I would, actually the 2X, I would still be able to layer some things under this, maybe not like a super bulky hoodie, but the 2X, like I could still absolutely have room to put like a long sleeve or like a smaller hoodie under this. So really I could go either way. I could wear the 2X or the 3X if I were planning on wearing this on its own. Kind of like how I go with Judy Blue denim jackets. If I'm planning on layering them with thicker pieces, I'll opt for a 3X. If I'm planning on wearing it just over t-shirts or thinner like jersey knit type things, I'll get the 2X. I would say that's kind of the same situation I'm having with this jacket as well for this one. It depends on how you want to layer it. I'm kind of in between the sizes. I could go with either. Knowing myself, if I were to purchase this, I would again purchase the 3X because my intention would be to layer this over like bulkier pieces, and I'd want to make sure I had lots of room in between me and the jacket to fit another layer. So again, that was the Stay With Me plaid jacket from Haptix in sepia and peach. $72 for that one. True to size. We are all wearing our typical sizes, so Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa's in the 1X, and then I'm in the 2X or the 3X, depending on how I would want to wear it. Okay, next we have the other Sophie pocket tee. Again, we already talked about the plum one, so I won't go too into deal on this one, more so just showing a different color. This is the burgundy, and it is definitely like a true burgundy to me. It is a very rich, saturated, like jewel toned, like I feel like garnet would be another good way to call this color because it is like very red, like it's not a super purpley burgundy, it's very red still, but it's just rich, jewel toned, beautiful saturated color. We still have our little pocket over here, and if I turn around we can see that it's, you know, a little bit more fitted in the hips. Did I grab a 1X in this? I feel like this one feels a little bit more fitted, and I'm wondering if it's because I got the 1X. Nope, this is the 2X. Okay, maybe this is how the other one fit too, and I'm just crazy. But I feel like the other one was maybe a little bit looser. Maybe it's just like that batch of material was a little bit, oh no, now that I played with it, this is where it's a little bit looser in the bottom. This feels right. Okay, yeah, so again, the Sophie pocket tee in burgundy, $49, small through 3X. We're all wearing our typical Michelle May sizes. And again, this one is going on Friday. All right. Oh, I just have 12 on here. I need to go 25 because I'm like, that didn't launch this week. That's because it launched like 2 years ago. That's why. Okay, yeah, that is everything I had for Plus for Friday. And then finally, I will move to the Saturday launches, which is going to be ampersand at 1 p.m. I have some really cute stuff. There is one of the sets that I leaked last week, the brown chunky one. It was one of those ones where I was like, I don't know if this is going to launch this week or next week. The answer was next week. So this one I did try on in my last live. This is the Comfort Zone Sweetly Stitched Coffee set. It is a pair of Comfort Zone shorts and then this Comfort Zone hoodie. So I have already played with those, tried those ones on. I mean, it's kind of like I'm playing dress up when I'm here. So those ones have been shown already, but I have a few other pieces to show off. We've got a bunch of sweaters coming, and we have some bomber jackets. I'm going to do the bomber jackets now because I'm conveniently wearing a t-shirt, and I feel like that's going to, I guess we have one bomber jacket, and then we have a half zip that's in the same like quilted fabric as the bomber. So I'll show both of those because those are fits I'm not super familiar with. Okay. So here is the black bomber jacket. This is the ampersand quilted bomber in black. This one is retailing for $78. Size is small through 3X. This one, I will say, just I can already tell, like, just kind of based on the first trial, these are definitely a little bit on the smaller size, especially in the hips. I am wearing the 3X. I do think I'm going to be able to zip it up, but I do, oh yeah, like I can definitely zip it up, but it's definitely a little more on the snug side. Like when I think bomber jacket, I think that it has like a waistband that's really in and then like a little bit puffier, whereas this is definitely fitting more kind of like an athletic jacket. Like the thing I'm thinking of is like the, for me, it's fitting kind of like a Lululemon like dance studio jacket where it is quite fitted. I still have enough room to put my hands in the pockets and everything, but this one is certainly not giving like a looser fit on me. It is absolutely giving like more fitted and like a snug fit on me, which is not what I pictured with a bomber jacket, but it does fit. It's just a little bit on the smaller side. So Christine wears the small, Carrie wears the medium, Melissa sizes up to the 2X. I'm not surprised, again, because I feel like a lot of the tightness is kind of in this like hip region and then in the shoulders a little bit as well. Just I can see it here too, like it kind of seems, my hair might be in the way, but it seems like the shoulder is a little bit more, I could use another inch of width in the shoulders. So I can wear the 3X. It's not like it zips up and everything, but it is a little bit on the tighter side for me, but I can wear the 3X in this one. Yeah, this one's retailing for $78. Okay. I'm curious about the half zip now, because this this quilted bomber fabric, like there is stretch, but it's not as stretchy as some of the other ampersand fabrics. So I'm curious to see how this one's cut and how this one's gonna fit. Because if it's half zip and it's that more like slim cut like the bomber, I'm a little bit worried I might get stuck in it, but we will find out. I think it has a wide enough zipper that I shouldn't get stuck in it, but we'll find out. It also seems like it's cut a little bit wider. Oh yeah, no problems. Okay, so here is the half zip. It's not hooded, it's collared, which I think is interesting too. A little bit of a different take on the half zip for ampersand. And then as we can see, the front is this the same kind of like quilted bomber stuff, but then the side panels and the sleeves are the typical fabric, which I think goes a long way for making this more stretchy. And then it's a full kangaroo pocket instead of the like two little half moon pockets. It's a full kangaroo pocket in the front. So this one that I'm wearing now, this is the ampersand quilted half zip. Very creative, I could have guessed that, in charcoal. So this one is retailing for $82 and it is available in sizes small through 3X. I would say this one is true to size for ampersand. Yeah, and everyone is wearing their usual. So Christine's in the extra small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa's in the extra large, and I'm in my usual 3X for this one. So definitely not as fitted and snug as the bomber jacket was for sure. So again, this is the ampersand quilted half zip in charcoal, $82 for this one, and I'm wearing my typical 3X for this one, and I would describe this one as being very like true to size. We also have 3 sweaters that are going to be launching. I believe they're all the same fit, so I'm just going to pop one of them on and then I'll show the other 2. We've got the Dotted Darling sweater, the Love You Mean It sweater, and the Sweet on Striped sweater. I'm going to, I think I'll try on the stripy one just because that was the one that I gravitated to the most, so that's the one I want to see what it fits like. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, the stripy sweater might be a slightly different fit than the other 2. The other 2 look more like a fitted sweater, and the stripy sweater looks like it might be more of a loose, like relaxed fit sweater. So I'll put on the stripy one first, and then I'll kind of compare it side by side with the other 2. But I can tell that the dots and the hearts are definitely the same cut of sweater. Okay. Okay, yeah, these are definitely different, so I'll try them on both, but I'm doing the stripy sweater first, which is the oversized one. Well, more oversized. It's not like super drapey like some of the other ampersand pieces, but it's definitely, it's still kind of fitted, but it's not as fitted as it is on some of the other sweaters. I am having a hard time talking now. I can tell it's towards the end of the live because I feel like, ugh, what day is it? What year is it? Okay, so this is the Sweet on Striped sweater from ampersand. I love this actually. I love how much black is straight across the shoulders. That's very appealing to me. This one's retailing for $74. Sizes extra small through 3X. This one is a rayon nylon PBT. I'm not sure what that is. Blend for the fabric. and it is a like thicker knit material. We do have this gorgeous striping of the black with the slightly off-white. It's pretty white. It leans like maybe just a tiny bit warm cream, but really it's like, it's pretty white. And I also like how thick it is because I mentioned earlier that I'm wearing a black bra. You cannot tell. So even though the white is like right where the bra part is, you can't see that at all. So it's definitely like a nice thick fabric that's not going to be see-through of any kind. Yeah, so this one is true to size. Everyone's wearing their typical ampersand sizes, which is Christine in the extra small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa's in the extra large, and I am in my typical 3X for this one. And again, this one's retailing for $74. And then I will try on, because we've got the Dotted Darling sweater and the Love You Mean It sweater. Those ones are the same fit, so I'm going to put on, I think, the dotted one, and then I'll bring out the hearts one as well. These ones look like they're going to be a similar fit to the Halloween sweater, which was more fitted. But we'll find out very shortly. Okay. Oh yeah, this definitely reminds me of how my Halloween sweater fits. Okay, so these are the other two sweaters. These ones do have the same fit and cut. So I'm wearing the dotted version, and then we have the Love You Mean It, which is the heart version, which is super adorable. I love that it's like kind of giving Valentine's Day, but because it's the black, and then this is definitely not white. This is like taupe, I guess. Like it is off-white and even a little bit more than off-white. It's like a cement gray almost. Like it's definitely more cool toned, but it's not just a straight up gray. Like it's more like an ecru maybe. So it is an off-white, darker than off-white kind of vibe. I think ecru is probably the right color, and that is the same case for the hearts on this one too. It's not just white. It's a little bit more than that, but because it is like grayscale instead of being like pink and red, even you could wear this for Valentine's Day, but you could totally like wear this all year round if you wanted as well. Well, maybe not in the summer. You might roast a little bit unless you're one of those people that's always cold. Can't relate. Yeah, so this is what I'm wearing. This is the Dotted Darling sweater. This one's retailing for $74, sizes extra small through 3X, and we are all wearing our typical ampersand sizes for this one. And then the heart one is probably exactly the same. Yes, so it's also retailing for $74, extra small through 3X. And once again, we are all wearing our typical ampersand sizes in that one. So we have these sweaters, the stripy sweaters, the quilted bomber and pullover, and we have the stitched chocolate brown sweatsuits. We have a ton of ampersand coming on Saturday, and that's all going to be launching at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I almost said daylight, and I was like, nope, we don't even have any of that anymore at this time of year, so it's definitely not daylight savings time. So that is everything for me. Thank you everyone for joining. It's always lovely to see my regulars, and I love when I have new people popping in and saying hello as well. So for those that didn't catch it at the beginning, my name is Michelle. I'm the size 2X, 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a 2X or a 3X top and bottom. I wear a 18W and Judy Blue jeans. I am 6'1", so I'm very tall, and so I talk about length and stuff in the sleeves and in pants. And I am a little bit smaller on top as well. I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. so Alberta time, so currently Mountain Standard Time. So if that's something that interests you or you want to check it out, you can find me exactly where I am right now, which is either on Facebook or Instagram next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Thank you, Belinda. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope everyone has an awesome rest of your week. Stay warm, drive safe, and I'll see you later.